Hey everybody, we're talking about Arachne, the spider or goddess type god. She's one of the most unique gods within Smite, and actually I've become a late fan of Arachne, late as in recently. I played her a little bit, did some videos with her, thought she was pretty good, but I've been trying to get all my gods up to rank 1. I think I'm at, what, 38, 39? Hold on, digression. 38. 38 gods mastered. So Arachne's one of those. Actually, you can see I almost have her up to level 2 because I've been playing her a lot. Alright, back to Arachne. I've become a late fan of her when I was leveling her up to rank 1 mastery, and I thought I'd play some games and share it with you. So let's take a look at her abilities. Her passive is Poison. It does 8 damage per tick, which is half a second for 3 seconds. So 8 times 6 is 48. So that's 48 extra damage over 3 seconds. Plus 15% of your physical power, which is nice. And you can stack that up to 3 times. So that's 8 times 6 times 3, plus 15% of your power, as far as how much damage you're doing. And it can be significant, especially if you power her up as much as possible. So she does a lot of damage with her basic attack. Her number 1 is eggs, broodlings, no reference to StarCraft, or no relation to StarCraft. I'm guessing Blizzard doesn't have broodlings trademarked, although I'm surprised that they don't. So these are eggs. She can lay up to 5, and they act as wards, and they also hatch when somebody comes close to them. So what you can do is you can use these to help you jungle. Taking down buff camps, very helpful. One strategy is you put a couple outside of hatch range of the buff camp, and then you either put one in there or you go aggro the buff camp yourself, and then all the spiders will come help you. They also are good for doing ganks where you drop an egg and then you do your pull to where the egg is, causing the egg to hatch. Very nice. I would say this would be the second thing you'd level up. Maybe your first, but I'd say the second. Drain Life is one of her unique abilities. You hop on your opponent's head, so you lose control as far as your movement because you're riding on one of your opponents. And you do damage, up to 60 damage plus 25% of your physical power at max level. You also heal yourself 60 damage plus 10% of your max power per tick. And each tick is 5 seconds for 3 seconds, so that's 6 ticks. So if you're in a fight to the death with somebody, this is good to give you a little extra life steal, a little extra sustain. This is good because your victim cannot target you when you're on their head. So if you're waiting for a cooldown to come around or anything else, this is also a wonderful finishing move. So, and I'll give all credit to this for Drybear for his strategy. To kill somebody, you put down an egg, you put down your web, which is the Tangled Weave, next one, and then you do the Cocoon, which is your ult, pull somebody towards you, hit them 3 times, which gets you your 3 poison stacks, and then you jump on their head. And that pretty much does max damage because you did your 3 basic attacks. You're doing poison per tick of 3 stacks. Your broodlings will hatch, at least 1. And you get your drain life damage and your ult damage on top of that. Wonderful combination. Requires some skill to pull off, so you're not going to get it every time. And sometimes you don't need it. You only need a part of it to finish them off. For example, if you're fighting a mobile god like Neith, you may not want to do your 3 basic attacks because she's probably going to jump away. So maybe you do 1 attack, 2 attacks, and then you jump on her head. Jumping on the Drain Life also silences the enemy god. Does it say it's still in here? Yes, silencing the enemy god. So once you jump on her head, she can't jump away, and if you have allies in the area, they can help take her down. So you want to be pulling people into the crowd whenever possible. Although solo ganks are certainly fine, but if you can silence somebody and they're in the middle of your allies, they're going to obviously help you take them down or kill steal you, depending if your cup is half empty or half full. So that is Drain Life. Tangled Web is a slow field. I don't think this has cripple, does it? I don't think it has cripple. No. Everything else has cripple. I'm surprised this doesn't. So this slows people up to 40%. Its lifetime is 5 seconds at maximum level. It doesn't do any damage, but you can use this to slow people down so that you can hit your ult. Almost like Anubis uses his grasping hands to help land his wrap, where it's makes it easier for you to hit people. You can also use this to disengage. You can drop it right under where you are and run away. You can put it between you and your enemies to keep them from coming at you. Although most jumps and dashes will ignore this. But as I said, it's also a nice part of the combination where you do drain life. So if you put the tangled web between where they want to be and where they are, they have to walk through it, and that'll slow them down so they can't carry you as far. Cocoon is the ult. It's a skill shot. Does decent, or I should say it has decent range, does okay damage, 300 plus 50% at max level. You see the percentages by and of themselves aren't high for any one, but all combined, she does a heck of a lot of damage. And it's very easy to underestimate the damage Arachne does. I think she's also kind of like Anubis a little bit, where you can do a lot of damage with Anubis without really building him for power. I think you can do the same for Arachne. So anyway, it will, if it hits, it'll drag the enemy to you, stun them for a second, which goes like that. So basically the stun is you bring them to you and you have like maybe a 1 or a 2 count after that before they're unstunned. And that's pretty much it. So this will set up the rest of your attacks. It's also good for positional crowd control, bringing people to you. Arachne's a good initiator in that way. Otherwise, she's really too fragile, I think, to initiate. But if you can bring somebody to you and then unload on them, possibly with help, it's a good combo. Let's take a look at the items. I would get some cooldown for her. You could either get the cooldown variation of these boots. I think that would work well. Or you could get Jontin's Wrath. But I think she benefits with cooldown because then you can spam your ult just that much more. And her ult has a very short cooldown. Is it 30 seconds? I think it's 30 seconds. Yes, 30 seconds. So cooling this down is great. So I recommend some cooldown here. Frostbound Hammer's okay, maybe for late game if you're going after somebody durable. I would probably get Raw Power. I wouldn't necessarily get Void Blade. I probably wouldn't tank her much. Maybe, if you're going in to the death with a Loki or another physical melee jungler, this might help. But I'd probably get cooldown and just Raw Power. Certainly Executioner right here gives you a little attack speed. That's fine. As far as actives, I would get Combat Blink. That can save your life. Arachne has poor mobility, so Combat Blink helps compensate for that. Maybe Speed. If you're going up against like an Ares, I probably would get Beads or Aegis. Other than that, I might get Sprint. Maybe Blink and Sprint, just so you can get more mobility. Chances are, unless you're fighting an Ares or somebody else with strong crowd control, strong stuns, you probably don't need beads because if you're going to be taking damage, you're probably dead by the time you're going to beat out of there anyway. So I think that's pretty much it. She does have the Black Widow skin, and then the gold and legendary skin. She also has a voice pack. So I wonder if the same person that did Artemis did Arachne. Anyway, this has been Hale, and let's get to the game. Hey everybody, welcome to Smite. We're doing some Conquest with Arachne, and I'm going to start off with some eggs. Eggs with a side of death. I am going to get 2 levels. Actually, I'm going to get, since I'm jungling, excuse me as I wander, I'm going to get Bumba's Mask, because that's the Roxor. And then I'll get a level of Z-Boots. Right. So I just finished a video about how much I liked Arachne in Arena, which surprised me a little bit because I wouldn't think she would be a good Arena god. But I really enjoyed playing her and tend to do well with her more often than not. I think she really shines as a jungler in Conquest, which is what I'm going to be doing here, so hopefully I don't suck. So I will be... I don't know if I really need... Actually, I'm going to put some eggs back here. I got plenty of time. I noticed they moved the countdown. I don't want to aggro these prematurely, so I'm going to put the eggs a little bit further away. We don't have everybody here. That's okay. I've never actually understood why everybody gathers together in the beginning, but, you know, whatever. I'll put one here. That should be plenty.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we want to suck the juicy bits out of our enemies.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Arachne's the only god in the game that has more than 2 legs. Now, Ao Kuang doesn't have any. As I like to point out, how does he wear boots? I guess Arachne should be able to wear, 3 sets of boots, right? If 2 of her legs are counted as arms, she should be able to wear 3 sets of boots simultaneously, I think. It's Arachne logic, YOLO.
Lie dormant, my babies. Your time will come.
So, in theory, yeah, when they come out, that aggroed the other egg, which is kind of what I was hoping for. Does he want it? I guess not.
Thanks. Nice job. No problem. Thanks.
And jump on the big guy, get some lifesteal going. Arachne's a very good, sustainable jungler. Her poison is very nice. Blue for you.
Thanks.
Put an egg down. Should have done that.
Your time
Did
will
they change the attack animation for this? Seems like it. I guess they buffed all the graphics for the gods. Or the jungle creeps, I should say. I see Ao Kuang up there. So I don't want to waste time wandering around, but trying to get a good gank on Ao Kuang would be lots of fun. That's not what I would call a good gank.
Your right tower is under attack.
This is cleared. Arachne can just go so aggressively with these camps. It's... Oh. Surprised by a Bakasura there. I'm not going to chase him that far. As I get underleveled further, so he's already gotten that. He has obviously greater mobility than I do. Arachne's not very mobile. I recommend getting Combat Blink for her. I think that works very well with her. Mainly defensively, to get yourself out of trouble. Is there anything I can get here? I don't think so. There's Bakasura over there.
An enemy has been slain. Nice job.
Very nice Anubis. Going in.
lie dormant, my baby.
Oh,
Your time will
curses.
Enemy missing middle. Okay, cancel that.
Curses. Now I'm going to waste more time transiting the jungle. Gotta keep my level up. Let's go back and see if we can get that mid one. Anubis ganking Bakasura was wonderful, though. So that'll keep my jungling opponent off balance a little bit. And if... Good. So if I can establish dominance over in the jungle over Bakasura, that would be wonderful. Because he's certainly a formidable opponent. under most circumstances. I'm just looking for buffs. Here's a damage buff I think I would like to have, and it's back here. Finally get up to level 5. Put one back here. I'm going to start this. I guess I was on the big guy. Kind of a disruptive animation. There's the Bumba's Mask buff coming in. So now I'm looking for somebody I could possibly gank. Is somebody there with Wukong? I don't see him. Oh, thank you for letting me have that kill. Poor Bakasura. I leveled up my eggs instead of...
Be right back.
Actually,
Sorry. Cancel that.
I'm going to stay and see if we can get Wukong, or Ao Kuang.
Be right back. Okay.
I'm going to push the lane.
Enemy missing middle. Enemy missing left.
Hopefully Anubis doesn't mind me taking some of his farm.
Falling back. Be right back. No. Out of mana.
So I type randomly. I'm still leveling low. Or slow. Let's see if we can fix that. I might get a speed boost. Maybe Fatalis.
Be right back. Be careful left.
This new animation makes it seem like they're doing more damage than they actually are, I think. Now my ult is up. Now out of these people, who would I like to have? Freya? Ah.
Be right back.
Close, but no cigar. So I think Arachne does well for the slower pace of Conquest, in part because that gives her more time to recharge her ult and she can spam it more effectively in situations that call for it. If that makes any sense. And this blood-sucking ability is good because the person you're attacking cannot strike you. So they have no ability to do damage to you. I didn't mean to KS on her. Sorry on her. Uh-oh.
Lie down, your time will come.
And I'm going to head back in the jungle. So this Gold Fury's up. We'll not be doing Gold Fury. Maybe we'll get some lifesteal. That was a blind shot.
Your middle tower is under attack. An ally has been slain. Sorry. An ally has been slain. Out the mid left lane. Double kill.
So let me float over here and defend the tower.
Enemy missing middle. Cancel that.
So I don't see... Who's it? Freya.
Your time. Get him.
I'm not going to catch him. So I made him retreat. I just need to make sure that... Yeah, there's Freya.
Enemies incoming.
So let's pop up my mana. Maybe... they didn't go for a gank. Let's heal up a little bit, too. Actually, let's get this blue. Should have waited for the egg to hatch. With these, when they all cluster together, unless you kill the little ones first, it's so hard to figure out who you're going to land on. It's kind of a waste to land on a little guy. So, still stalking the side. Out of range, thought I could get that. I guess I'll head back to the other side. Sun Wukong, how's he doing? Actually, let me jungle on my way over there. Doing my job. I'm kind of catching up. It seems like every game I start off slow. I don't know if that's just the jungling meta. You can see I'm switching my targets back and forth to distribute poison.
Nice job. Thanks.
Put an egg here just for friends.
My babies, your time will come.
So it looks like they're not pushing right lane very hard, so that's fine. Haven't seen Bakasura in a while. Here's the on her. Oh, I thought that would have got him.
Beware of the shifting sands. An enemy has been slain.
I thought that would have got him.
Be careful. Retreat. Be careful left.
Let's go get this damage. My blue is almost done. So you want to switch your targets off to get the maximum number of poison stacks when jungling. And you can just burn them down very quickly with the poison. Here's a good time for Ao Kuang to die. Screwed that up.
An enemy has been slain. Bye.
I'm hitting all the wrong keys. I meant to say nice job. So watch the mini-map, watch the mini-map, watch the mini-map.
Middle game out.
Oh! Get them, spiders! That was a clutch miss. I'm a horrible person.
Be right back.
Not my best game as Arachne, I must say. But she just does so darn well that you don't have to have your best game. Ah. Miss and miss again. I'm going to get some cooldowns so I can ult more frequently. So I can miss more. So I can ult more frequently. Nice job.
Has been slain. Be right back. Nice job.
I should go back too. I'm out of mana.
Be right back. Out of mana. An ally has been slain.
And what should we get? Let's get some cooldown to start with. So let's get Jonton's Wrath. And let's get the first level of Blink.
Your right tower is under attack. An enemy has
Oh,
been
good.
slain.
Bakasura died again. How's he doing? 2 and 3. Not too bad. Or not too good. Which is good. Him doing bad is good. Oh, dear. So the Christmas season's almost upon us. It's not quite yet. Is on her going back? That looks... He's either resting or...
You're mine now.
Oh, look at my spiders.
Nice job.
The spiders got him. I was totally going to tower dive him. Yeah, totally. I was going to tower dive him because I thought I could escape easily enough. But the spiders got him. I would have been on his head if he didn't hit me with his number 1. Wukong's going to push the tower. That's wonderful.
An enemy has
This game is
been
going
slain.
quite well. I'm not even going to bother spiders with this. I am going to, however, do some life stealage. I think compared to your, even if you level up your number 2 aggressively, your
Your team
basic attack will end up doing more damage if you get all the poison stacks on it. So I kind of see that the 2 as a silencing and then also regen, lifesteal function. So here's where I can really start roaming around. Nice job, Anubis, getting a little extra experience. I'm going to go...
enemy missing middle.
I'm actually going to put an egg here. That should be far enough away that it doesn't aggro on its own.
Enemy missing right. Your team has destroyed a left enemy tower. Be right back.
Well, I got her to waste an ult. Her ult's more valuable than mine.
Be right back. Be careful left.
Oh!
Right tower is under
Crappeth.
attack. I whipped up.
That Vulcan's a little low.
Be right back. Okay. Be careful left.
Anubis is kind of out there by himself.
Lie down, babe. Your time
Enemies
will
incoming left.
So I'm not going to seek to engage.
Be careful left.
I'm just going to melt back into the jungle. Get a buff, I do believe. Get this buff, and then I'll go back up and see if I can get a kill. That's what happens when you try to put an egg down, your egg's on cooldown, and you end up auto-attacking and aggroing the camp before you really wanted to. But ain't no thing.
Has been slain.
Good job. Good job again. I'm going to miss out on all the fun.
Awesome. Thanks. Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
your time will come.
Just for something different. I'm going to move up, I think. Oh, very nice.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy phoenix.
I'm going to move up with these guys because I think they'll be attracting some attention.
Your team has destroyed a left enemy
And that is it.
tower. Good game.
Not the best ever game with Arachne, but not bad. That Anubis, 7-0 in the middle. Outstanding game. So, it's not like I went 22-3, but I think it's a decent game with Arachne. I hit some ults. GG. Oh, I got level 2 mastery with Arachne. As I said, I've been playing her a bit. So anyway, Anubis 7-0, very nice. Everybody else did okay, you know, but Anubis just kind of dominated the middle. Al doesn't warn, the other team is bitter. Other team is bitter. So sorry to Bakasura. That's how you Anubis. Oh, okay. Okay, so then we got the chat down there. So who did the most damage? Anubis did. I was actually the low end of that. Creep damage, I was kind of high, but Anher did more. He wasn't soloing, so he did good. Damage taken, I actually was kind of high, surprisingly. Although we're all pretty much the same. On the other team, anything noteworthy? The damage numbers are just low across the board, I guess because the game was kind of short. So, anyway, I guess that's pretty much it. So anyway, this has been Hale doing Arachne. Here's her happy spider dance where she doesn't smush anybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.